we are understanding about who is a seeker. So it is very natural that if I want to drive a car, I should have a driving license, and driving license means I should know the rules of the road and skills of driving. Both are required. Now compare this to become a seeker. I should know the rules of the journey, means the principles, how to treat the path of self-discovery. At the same time, I should have some skill sets. So if you don't have the skills and so it leads to a lot of misunderstanding. And that, here comes Stephen, I was waiting. So you see that skill sets, some of the skills in the mind, and we should know the principles to treat the path successfully. So these two elements must be present in the seeker. So last week, one woman from New Jersey wrote to me that, do you think that delusion does not exist? No, depression does not exist, and I'm having a lot of depression because my mother died in UK. So I'm in grief. So if depression is the delusion and grief is a delusion, then I have a dryness in my intellect. I don't have any emotion. So why I should not have emotion? It is all wrong perception of the Eastern wisdom. We did not understand. So that is why it is very important to become a seeker. So in the very first session, we understood that it should live in the fourth state of the mind. The fourth subjective state of the mind makes you a seeker. So what is that fourth state of the mind? It does not accept what is coming from outside before it examines clearly through the intellect. In the second session, we also discussed about being a human being, becoming a human being. So I must have the right intellect to think. If I don't think so, then I'm carried away by emotions and the feeling, and I work like an animal being. Another important message our masters give, that good work alone is not enough. Good work is very good. It is compulsory. But at the same time, it is not enough to succeed in meditation and awaken to the knowledge. So don't create an idea, okay, if the good work is not enough, so why should I do the good work? No. So the good work helps you to purify the mind. And ultimately, it makes you a seeker. And I don't know if the mind was inspired. We did also talk about evolved, evolving, and to be evolved. Then we discussed about 4 aids, 4 helpers. The teacher, the knowledge, enthusiasm, the zeal, and the time. So some people get, majority of the people say, I did the practice once and then I did not succeed. Teacher is not good, practice is not good. How many practices you want? On speaker, I already have 2,000 practices. Do all the practices. So if you have done 2,000 practices and still you do not like it, you are crazy. You are not a seeker. How simple it is. So then we discussed last week about 4 connections. Now if you contemplate and reflect, at least for a for a couple of weeks. You listen to it and allow the mind to settle into these 6 principles. That will help you to understand clearly our today's topic. So, today's topic is moving within, living within. I always say that the entire Eastern wisdom is summarized by 3 phrases: moving within, living within, and awakening within. What is moving within? Now understand it, here and now. So the 7th topic, today's topic, is just to live here and now, if you maintain that awareness and alertness. So our mind at present is constantly working with inputs of 5 sense organs and their objects. It is a never-ending process. The moment we wake up, the senses picks up the different objects lying in the room, even we don't have the thoughts, and it is constantly working. Constantly working. Thoughts, feeling, emotions, they rise and they fall. You look at me, you have a different emotion, which you don't recognize. You look at your honey, you have a different emotion. Feeling, different thought. Thoughts, feelings are there. Now the masters ask a question. Can we move the focus? Remember, listen to it patiently. Can we move the focus of our thoughts away from the surface life? What is surface life? Outer life. The surface of life means senses and their objects constantly influence, dictate, guide, and regulate my life. You had differences yesterday with your honey, and today you woke up. You say good morning, but with something inside. You might have experienced that. It's not a big deal. Anyone. Anyone. It can happen when we are aware in living. So when we observe what mind is seeking from the world through the sense organs, when we observe the feeling in us, emotions that comes from the senses, this is what the surface living. Did you understand that? Surface living. The moment you wake up in the morning, the input of the 5 senses, then you have a thought, then you have a feeling, you have an emotion. And then we forget ourselves. We are living on the surface. So the people living on the surface cannot evolve, cannot progress on this path of meditation. It was David's topic. David came late. So you see that input, surface living means the moment we wake up in the morning, we have the input of sense organs and their objects. It is a never-ending process. It is the surface living. So what we should do? We put intellect over every thought, entertaining the mind from the senses, feelings and emotions. It is the summary of previous six topics that we discussed. So the moment you wake up, and now you are aware how the world through the sense organs with their objects is putting the thoughts, feeling and the sensations in your head. And if you are aware of that, you will start moving within. You are not living on the surface. The moment you live on the surface, there is bound to be differences. There is bound to be anxiety. There is bound to be duality. This mind, crazy mind, is chattering all the time. Look at this guy. what he is doing. So you are thinking in your mind. So it is, again, you are living on the surface. What I have to do? What I have to do? What the other guys are doing? Allow the intellect to put the intellect into service. No, I have to do nothing. So what I have to do, I have to go to the kitchen and grab a cup of coffee. Yes, focus there. Why my honey has put this coffee, where she has done it. Oh, find it. Find it out. Find it out. Surface living, you see that? Living on the surface, living within. Living on the surface, living within. It is one of the most important. It covers all the previous 6 topics. Look at this girl, what the hell she... I have to do nothing with it. I have to do nothing. Disconnect. So living outside versus living within. Now let us make a little difference to make you understand. Mind receives the feeling, thoughts from the senses. Outside it is surface living. When we become aware, observe them, screen in the presence of an intellect, it is moving within, leaving the surface living. And that is what I have been doing in the very first 3 steps of every meditation. Being comfortable, being carefree, being casual. So once you get some idea that you are living on the surface, you are living within. You need not to do any posture and your body will become still. The moment your mind is living within, you instantly feel the steadiness, stillness, relaxation, calmness, quietness. It comes by regular practice that, am I living within? Yes. Done. Now what is the first result of when you are living within or moving within is connecting with the calmness and quietness. It never happens in case of surface living. Connecting with will enable you to have a deeper sense of what is unfolding around you at every moment in time. Are you getting it? Living within unfolds what is happening around you at every moment. You are not attached. You have disconnected. Disconnected means now you are living within. Connected means there is a surface living. Disconnected does not mean that you become dry. You are fully aware. From that inner poise, you will be far more in tune with others, with the environment. When I see you in dispassion, I am deeply connected to you, then I am connected to you with likes and dislikes, and these likes and dislikes causes the surface living, and our mind is hypnotized. It is mesmerized. Why? That is what we say. We have social conditioning, we have cultural conditioning, we have family conditioning, lot of conditioning, we have educational conditioning. Live beyond that. And that we can do it at every moment in our life. Now what happens? What is the problem of living on the surface? So when we live on the surface of life, we are too outer, reacting to everything around us that we don't recognize. It has become a new normal to our mind. Because we have not learned meditation, so it has become a new normal. Every time we wake up, the mind is ready for reaction. You may say that it is not a reaction, but it has become a new normal to us. So when it becomes normal, we don't realize that it is a reaction. From such a poise, we are constantly reacting. Then being rooted, and if you are living within, rooted in calmness, then what happens? Everything changes. When we live on the surface of life, our bodily ego is constantly asserting itself. Sometimes we don't do that. Sometimes Sam in the office, this guy is crazy. So your posture changes. These are subtle moments. No, it doesn't happen. I'm just saying. Our posture changes. Don't do that. So you are a seeker all the time. You are a seeker all the time. So our topic is moving within, not living on the surface. And that we can do even in the moment we wake up. Inner consciousness. Inner consciousness, then I realize that what this consciousness is, free from the sense organs and the objects. When you live within, means we also sometimes say you are living within, you feel very calm and peaceful. There is a stillness even when you are moving. You experience the stillness. When you live in deeper within, you are in tune with what is around you. When you live in within, there is a feeling of softness, and at its best, a feeling of sweetness, even of an inner bliss. When we live within, in the depth, we have a heightened sensitivity. We become more sensitive, not sentimental, not sensitive in a negative sense. So sensitization of the mind can happen when I am living within, not living on the surface. And then the empathy is natural. Then caring is natural. When you live within, a state of patience that envelops you. Patience also comes. And that patience gives you a kind of steadiness that helps life point you in the right direction. Forget about all the principles. Just check yourself. Am I living on the surface? I'm constantly bombarded by the information from the senses, from the external world, and then I'm subjected, I'm influenced and dictated by it, or I am living within and become aware of the world around me. You will see that calmness, patience is always there in you. Even if you miss it, you will realize it. So now you have a new normal of living consciously all the time. Whether you are at a workplace, in relationship, it's a totally different way of living. That makes you a great seeker. When you are living within, there is an awareness of more of what is going on around you, more awareness of possibilities, more awareness of the truth, more subtleties, you are aware of it. So when you see that these yoga masters read the mind of others, it's not a big deal. You start living within. It may take a couple of months and you will know. You will know. But the moment you start demonstrating, then you are destroying yourself. You become a surveyor of the life around you, enabling a great knowledge, insight, wisdom at any moment. That is what I always say, just check it, differentiate, separate. Surface living, living within. Living within is moving within and living within. So, focus of the thought is inside, not outside. I can give you many examples. Oh, what a tease you are wearing. What I have to do with it? What I have to do with it? I have to do nothing with it. Example. What a pink cap Sam is wearing. I have to do nothing with it. Surface living. But now I'm living within and I'm aware of you all. You can say I step back and I'm aware of the world outside. So what I'm doing, the mind that is scattered in millions of directions outside, I can gather that mind within, leaving that scattered. And that leaves you in patience and calm. It is a rise in awareness. It is a rise in awareness. Otherwise, if the mind is scattered in millions of directions outside, what happens? There is bound to be an attachment. There is bound to be a detachment. There is bound to be likes and dislikes. But when you are living within, you have a preference. Someone was asking me, so you don't have any preference for the food. I said there are 4 types of food is available. And I like one food. I will take that. But what I like, if it is not available, I have no preference. I will take whatever comes to me. I'm okay. Do you see that? That is how we understand. It is not that we get caught with the likes and dislikes. We get caught with the attachment and detachment. And when you start living within all the time, instead the surface, you become a great seeker. You become a great seeker. Even now, you are looking at me, focus inside. Check it. Is it possible? It is 100% possible. So it doesn't mean that if you keep a focus inside, you are not looking at me. Or you need to close your eyes. Or you need to shut off any sense organ. So what happens? We have one master explains, there is a bodily ego that takes a different stand. Because all the physical sense organs are present in the body. And you see that you stay calm. I'd like to try to translate what my master used to say in a poetic way. He used to say that, let me say in Hindi first, Mastaram masti mein, aag lage basti mein. So literal translation would be Mastaram masti mein. So the seeker enjoys his life being with himself. Seeker enjoys his life being with himself. Mastaram masti mein, aag lage basti mein. Let the world go to hell. That is the literal meaning. The world should not go to the hell. So what it means? That you are living within constantly. Living not on this surface. The moment you are living on this surface, your relationship, and the idea of relationship, the thought of relationship, the thoughts of likes and dislikes, the pain and pleasure, the past memories, the regrets, the worries, everything comes into the mind. And then we take it inside and we claim I lived loveless life for 27 years. Do you remember this phrase? I love this guy. Don't think that I'm criticizing him. I'm just explaining. Some of you remember who lived loveless life for 27 years. Think of it. It is surface living. You may be a genius. You may be extremely intelligent. But what the master is pointing, that are you living on the surface or you are living within? When you are living within, there may be a very rare, exceptional chances. Exceptional chances of reacting, being anxious, because that patience and the calm is constantly working. Because the moment you go inside, you connect with the higher consciousness. And it includes all the previous 6 topics that we discussed. That is what we say, the focus. That is what we say, the enthusiasm. It is not excitement. The energy, the mind, awareness, all are working within. It is not being wasted in attachment, in likes and dislikes. One of the most enduring principles. With that idea, with that understanding, if you are doing the practice, it takes you to the great heights. So think of it, and then we will start our journey of meditation. So let us start our journey. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. Body is steady. Make your body steady. Look at your body. Now, this is what you are doing. Look at it. Understand. I have never explained you that I explained you why I give the 3 steps in a different way. But now we are a seeker, so that's why we are understanding. So look at it. Body is steady and the mind is facing within. What it means. Translate that into a reality, into your awareness, into your experience, into your knowledge. You see the first step? The master used to say that I make masters, I don't make students. That is the journey of the Eastern wisdom, that you become your own master. Now, again, today's topic you have to translate in being comfortable. Now see what happens. You are living on the surface. You are living within. So living on the surface, we remind, look at the neck joint. Now, experience sensation, comfort and steadiness where it is. It is within. You are still aware of the neck joint. %, and that can be done, my friends, 24/7. In the beginning, you may forget. Remind it. Look at the shoulder joints. You see? Surface. And then we move within through an experience of sensation, comfort, and steadiness. So when you are doing with awareness and the knowledge, how dare the mind can ever move your body? It is not done by force. It is done by wisdom, understanding. Hip joint being there, feeling, sensation, comfort, steadiness. What I say? This is what is when... Now there are 2 options. The mind continues to remain outside, and I am saying sensation, comfort and steadiness. You may feel a bit. but it will not move the mind within. You are not living within. Move the mind on the entire body from the crown of the head to the toes, crown of the head to the toes, all the joints. Now you see that you continue to remain aware of the body, but the moment you experience the sensation, comfort and steadiness, you are living within. Why? Where we waste our time? Look at the stance of this girl or the boy. What the heck, honey? What you are doing? No. First, see what your mind is doing. You can be living within in any situation, any condition. That will go a long way, my friends. After all, we all are seekers now. And I'll see the same thing. I gave you an example of a salesman. Mind is the great salesman, and that is I related to being carefree. The influx of thoughts, where? Based on the input of the senses, pertaining to the objects. So the salesman knocks the door with a thought, and you open the door and you say goodbye, thank you, I have it. So any thought, feeling, sensation at this moment comes. Thank you, not required, not needed, I don't need that. That is another way of living within. What I'm doing, I'm teaching, and the mind has another thought, not required, not I don't need you, finished. But if you are not aware, then you say I'm distracted. When you are not aware, then you say I have lot of thoughts in the mind. Why you have lot of thoughts in the mind? Mind is the master or you are? As if you are saying I have lot of calls in my phone. What do you mean? So you see that living within will help you to make fun of that wandering, obsessed mind. Come on. That is being carefree. So we are translating our journey into every moment in our life. You will see, what? There is nothing, and I'm happy. And the third point I used to, in the stage 1 being casual, being natural. So I experience, when I live within, I experience that poise, that sense of calmness is coming. Again, another thought has come in between. But thought is a salesman, so I don't care. I continue to. This is what I have been saying. I hope I'm conveying the message to you. If there is any doubt, we will discuss later. Not interested. It's not cup of my cup of tea. That is how we see. So that is being natural. You listen, you respond, but still you are living within. If that is achieved in the stage 1, the journey is very easy. But we will continue to. Let us do today only the humming Take a deep, silent, slow breath. First into the belly, then into the rib cage, up to the throat. Keep your awareness. You are living within. Whether you're living within your heart or head, doesn't matter. So you are aware of that. And then as deep, as long as possible. Again, understand the quality of your breath. Inhalation should be deep, silent, and slow. Means it should take a long time, as long as possible. And the humming should also take as long as possible. The exhalation is, humming is during the exhalation. What happens if you slow down the rate and the rhythm of the breath internally while paying attention on the humming, it will refresh your brain and calm down. The mind will continue to live within. I inhale about 15 seconds and I exhale and do the humming for another 15 seconds. Means what? From 18-20 breath per minute, I have reduced this to 2 breaths a minute by naturally, not by force. So even if you, and normally you have been reaching, I could feel that, you have been reaching in between 3, 4, 5 breaths. That is really wonderful. Beautiful. Continue. You all are doing with understanding, with clarity, and that goes a long way. So now leave this step. Let us move into the stage 3. We will use the mantra. I know majority of you likes it. So what we do, we inhale for 10 seconds, 15 seconds. We retain the breath. We will recite the mantra with the knowledge and awareness. So that will continue to help us living within and releasing the breath, becoming perfectly normal, and also checking 2 things. When you release the breath, check. Is the breath moving equally through both the nostrils? 1. You don't need to make an effort to release means the breath is not released by force. It appears as if it is perfectly normal. To retain the breath for 15 seconds is not a big deal. Means what? The mind is living within. So let us start. Inhale deep, silent, slow into the belly and the rib cage. Keep your head inside the forehead. Sarve bhavan, sarvesham swastir bhavatu. Well-being, you already know it. Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. Release the breath. My friends, again be clear. You see the well-being inside your mind within, and that is expressed outside on everyone. So the meaning of the phrase, may there be well-being for all. Let us inhale deep, silent and slow for 10 seconds. Continue. Retain the breath inside. Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. Release the breath. You are checking, releasing the breath. They have an equal flow. So we have those subtle indicators. Third time. Inhale, deep, silent and slow. You are not in a hurry. Worry. Retain the breath. Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. Release the breath. Release the breath. You are checking the equal flow when the mind is living within. Every moment you are aware. Then you can separate yourself from the inputs of those sense organs. Then thoughts is not a big problem. Inhale, second line of the mantra, Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu, may there be peace for all. So inhale deep, silent, slow into your belly and the rib cage. Focus remains inside the head or the heart. Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. Release the breath. We are not in a hurry. You release the breath and the natural flow, the breath begins. Check, it is natural. Means the mind does not challenge, does not experience any kind of effort in releasing the breath. instantly. It is so normal. Then you will realize what it means by living within. In body and the breath is also outside. Inhale deep, silent and slow. Continue to inhale. Retain the breath. Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. Release the breath. Two things to be noted. We are already observing. Third time, inhale deep, silent and slow. Take your time. And release, retain the breath. Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. Release the breath. Third line, Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. May there be completeness in all, wholeness. When I am complete in myself, why to worry about any thought, feeling, sensation, input of the sense organs, etc.? Inhale deep, silent and slow. It should be very deep, silent, slow. Retain the breath. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. Release the breath. No. Casually. Can you do this step during the day? Only this step? Mentally? Whenever you remember? And you will be able to see what it means by living within. Inhale deep, silent and slow. Hold the breath inside. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. Release the breath. The more and more you do it this week, only this step during the day and the whole practice once a day, you will understand what it means by living within and what is the meaning of the surface living. Third time, inhale, deep, silent and slow. Continue to inhale. Retain the breath inside. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. Release the breath. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. May there be auspiciousness for all. And you see that feeling, knowledge, awareness of auspiciousness is always inside, being expressed outside. Inhale deep, silent and slow into your belly and the rib cage until the throat. Stop the breath. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Release the breath. You have a knowledge, you have a step, you have a practice. What else we need? Inhale deep, silent, slow. Continue to inhale. Retain the breath in Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Release the breath. We need not to retain the breath for long, where its mind should never be agitated in retaining the breath. Inhale deep, silent and slow. Continue to inhale, inhale, inhale. Hold the breath, look inside. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Release the breath. Look inside the head or the heart, whatever you prefer. Both are okay. So now pick up the point. You are already living within, so why not continue to move within? I want to be clear here. Normally, I would say 99.9%, you want to go to the second floor of your house. First, you move horizontally inside your house, and then you go upstairs. So until now, all the steps help you to move the mind horizontally from the surface to the depth. And now is the time to move the rise in consciousness. How? You think as if you are moving in depth, but the mind is going up. That leads to variety of experience. So what we are doing, you're looking inside the head or the heart in the space at any point. Pick up a point in the space. Mentally say Shantoham. That means I am the peace. And the moment you say Shantoham, see that as the mind merges into the space, good space means that there is nothing in that space. It is infinite. No worries. If you don't rise in consciousness, pick up another point, go little deeper. So when you're going deeper, you know the mind is still moving inside. The way it moves outside, it moves inside. What a big deal. Shantoham. So there comes a time when mind says, that is all, I have reached to the end point. It is the end of the mind. That is one meaning of transcending the mind. Let us see what happens. You're living within, body moves, doesn't matter. You're living outside, body moves, it matters. Oh, you change the principles every time because you are progressing. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Just see how you feel my chanting. You're already living within. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your mind on the right hand, your mind on the left hand. Lift your both the palms, place it on your eyes, open the eyes inside the palms, know your experiences. Bring the hands down. How are you, David?
David is good today. He's very, very relaxed.
Good to know.
I did notice a higher than normal body temperature after the long breaths occurred, but just no colors, no thoughts, just kind of space. And your comment about the mind thinking there's a limit is only the mind of going deeper. So I just continued to go deeper and deeper and deeper. So it was very nice. Thank you.
Very good. You see, what is the most important point in his sharing, that mind continues to move within, move within, move within. That helps us to discover that I'm living within or living outside. How are you, Stephen?
I'm really good. I would like to say thank you for that lesson. I definitely needed it. I've had a struggle this week, building up to this morning, that I felt that I was going to explode. And it became very clear that I was surface living. And as soon as I made sense of moving within, everything left. I felt this huge lift off my shoulders and complete relaxation during this meditation. Once we went into meditation, closed my eyes, it was just a feeling of complete calm, relaxation, darkness. The only thing that I felt, as you said, when to let it go and don't allow the limits, as David pointed out, I saw this vision again of this eyeball just staring at, almost as if it was my third eye looking back at me.
Beautiful. That is living.
And so it was a great experience. So thank you.
First thing, Stephen, if you want to explode, make an appointment with me and explode on me instead of anyone. Any poor fellows there, either at your home or at your workplace. Another point to understand, you explode only when you are living on the surface. Understand this point very clearly. It means whenever I reacted and exploded, it is surface living. There is no other. And that is a wonderful point, that the moment my mind wants to explode or hesitate, wait for a second, move within. The way the David was addressing, David is calm today. So ask Stephen, Stephen, are you okay or not? How are you, Jerry?
I'm doing well. The message of living within, and whether our eyes are closed or open, and whether we're, meditating or we're just being in whatever we have to do throughout our day, is a really great message, and just knowing that we are that peace, we are happy, we are, so no matter how chaotic it gets, right, it's just you're still peace, you're still happy, you're still love.
That's good. However, that's so beautiful. Just understanding it requires. I'm looking at the image of my master just above my monitor. Now, if I become aware, I see that picture in my mind. And then I become aware of that picture in my mind, so it goes with me. Now see, it goes with me. Did you get it? That is what the living within. Now do the opposite. You see a person you don't like, the mind reacted. Now you take that reaction with you everywhere. And that will help you explode. Why to take this? How are you, Sam?
I'm good. As you can see, I have my honey back on the call. Uncle Steven's back on the call. That was good from a break. It's interesting the lesson that you provided today, because I've been thinking about home as pertains to my travels and where I've been, and I can still get on these calls. Every time I get on the phone with a family member, a friend, they say, "Where are you?" "I'm here, I'm here, I'm here." But, I'm right, I'm here. So that's it.
See the way the
And
Sam
it's easy.
explains? It's beautiful.
It's easy to travel. Yeah, to get up in the morning, leave the hotel, go to the next place, settle down, because I know it's all right here. That's it.
Yes, that's it. You see, it's a beautiful message. I could not explain that. When I'm living within, I'm not anywhere. Whether I'm traveling or at workplace or with my honey or single or married and long list, I'm already within. That's a beautiful. I think you guys are teaching me, you guys and girls, both, I don't know, sometime I miss. How are you, Barbara?
I'm doing just fine. I feel very calm and I feel wonderful. I too think that the message of living within is a wonderful message. And I mean, I live a pretty calm life, so
Yes, I know that.
I don't get agitated very often, but only the next time something comes up, when I do, I'm definitely going to try that.
That's good. That's wonderful. I remain calm. Yes, Barbara, you always remain calm, although I have seen you for so many years. Now, let me share the experiences, then I will tell you what Stephen was saying, how the explosion comes. He has been a seeker, but still, he honestly admits that explosion comes into his mind. Why it comes? We'll answer that so that you keep in mind. How are you, Terry? My friend Terry? I met Terry in first 3 months. In the meantime, Ashok, how are you? Let her open and we will...
Sir, I'm good, but internet was an issue for me today.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it is good. Thank you.
Yeah. Internet is outside. Continue to live within.
Okay.
Finished.
Sure. Thank
How
you.
are you, Sangeeta?
सर बहुत पीसफुल था और ऐसे लग रहा था कि मैं अपने साथ हूँ, मतलब I am with myself.
Yes, that's another good expression like Sam. She is saying that now I realize that I'm with myself. Beautiful. How are you, Terry?
I'm a little bit. I understood the lesson, but I couldn't. I didn't have a lot of success in practicing today.
No issue. The moment your mind says I'm in anxiety, let me check if I'm living outside or inside. I am reacting. Just check, am I living inside or outside? Mind is an instrument. Mind is only an instrument like a smartphone. If you get a call during the meditation, you just mute it. Don't you mute it?
I normally don't pay any attention to them.
That's very good. But pay attention. The moment mind says, I am in anxiety, oh, let me see whether I'm living within and outside. Another thing.
So I just felt
go.
a little bit sad.
Sad.
I don't have anxiety.
I know our mind manipulates us in many ways. So the moment the mind says, I am sad, oh, let me see, let me live within, then I will find out whether I am sad or not. I have to question the authority of the mind causing me pain and the suffering. Stephen, first point. So first thing, that when we live on the surface, or somehow every seeker, it happens, we start living on the surface, and then there is a time to explode. There are many events that takes place around me also. So the mind creates a picture of exploding. You start living within, it is gone. That is one aspect. Second aspect is that now there is no thought. It is the past impression you have deposited for so many years. For example, that I and you are living for 20 years together, and you have carried some impression and I have carried some impression, and that blast, because of those past impressions which are not known to us, known to the mind, that is not verbalized. So that might have happened to you. So the first stage is to get rid of all these thoughts, and the second is stages to burn all those past impressions. When we burn all those past impressions, then we reach to the higher meditative state. But remember, you want to explode, fix an appointment with me and explode on me. That is your you may say reward or punishment. So that is all. Thank you very much for joining. We will meet again on Monday. Thank you everyone.